Oh well, hello everyone and welcome to Festival of Legends cards review. We're gonna review all the class cards today and we're gonna give from 0 stars to 6 stars, 0 meaning completely useless and 6 stars meaning will 100% get nerfed. Starting off with Death Knight, the newest Hearthstone class, 1 mana unholy card, spell, choose a minion, spread its dash shadows to a gen's minions. Interesting. We have plenty of amazing dash shadows, and I am pretty sure we're gonna do some OTK decks with this. Yep, it's gonna be very interesting. It's a very good card for Unholy because Unholy has lots of cool dash shadow minions, and I think it's gonna be very fitting in Unholy stuff. For now, it gets only 2 stars. Moving on to another Death Knight card. This time it's a location. 2 mana, 2 durability. Spend 3 corpses to give a friendly minion reborn. Well, that's very interesting. It's definitely going to work very well in Unholy Death Knight because Unholy Death Knight wants a lot of minions on the board. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Pretty solid card, I would say. Moving on to a weapon. 3 mana, 3 attack, 2 durability, 1 blood orb. Dash roll, summon a 1/1 Lifesteal Undead. Change your health on your turn while equipped to improve. Well, changing meaning if you take damage or increase your health. As well, I guess would be armor. Does that work? The armor, does that count? If it does count, maybe. That looks like a very powerful card. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Yeah, perhaps you're wondering why 2 stars? Because there's even more powerful stuff. Moving on to another Death Knight card. 2 blood gems, I would say. Gems? Orbs? Is that orb? Gem? 3 mana, 3 attack, 4 health, undead, taunt, cost health instead of mana if your hero was healed this turn. Are we doing aggro, unholy, blood Death Knight stuff? This could be very powerful, I would say, because it also has taunt. So this enables some other type of like mid-range aggro, blood Death Knight or something. I don't know. For now, I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Oh, 3. 3 mana, 2 attack, 1 health, undead, 1 frost orb. Battlecry, deal 2 damage, finale to all enemies. And perhaps you're wondering, what is finale? Well, finale is a new mechanic if you play this card and you have only 3 mana, and of course this has 3 mana, the finale is enabled. So you need to not have any mana left when you play this card. There we go. Also, finale explanation here. Oh, you cannot see that. All right, moving on to another card. 1 blood orb. 3 mana spell. Give 4 random minions in your hand +2/+2. Swamp each turn. Nonetheless, I think it's a very powerful card, especially with the Gnome Muncher, the 6 mana guy, which I underestimated. I'm gonna give this guy, I guess, 4 stars. First 4-star card. 5 mana, 5/4 undead, 1 unholy orb. Battlecry, spend 5 corpses to trigger and gain the dash shadow of a random friendly minion that died this game. Well, this could be extremely powerful or extremely weak. It depends on how do you play your deck. This enables and makes Unholy to create a new archetype, because I don't think you're gonna just spend this on like mid-range or aggressive stuff. And I think you want to go bigger with, how is that legendary guy called? I forgot. Legendary undead horse, whatever. It works so well with that one. It's pretty powerful. I'm gonna give it 2 stars for now. It needs more support. 5 mana, 3/6 undead, lifesteal. After your hero gains health, summon a soul that with that much attack and health. So I would say this could go in control mid-range Blood Death Knight. Or even, why not control? The soul guy, it's undead as well, so that's interesting to note nonetheless. And I think it's a little bit too slow. If this guy had taunt, would have been so much better, but it doesn't have taunt. And I'm gonna give it 2 stars because it doesn't have taunt. If he had taunt, it would have been 3 stars. Very strong arena card. Moving on to a legendary. 8 mana, 5 attack, 1 health, undead, 2 unholy orbs. That shuttle summon a 9/9 boar with charge and taunt. I think this is definitely synergizing with the 1 mana spell we've seen before. But how greedy are we? This is a very expensive minion. But I guess if you could pull out some interesting and intricate early game synergies that's allowing you to get to turn 8 or turn 10, that is, to enable this and make multiple synergies with this guy. You could set up a lethal on turn 10, okay? It's gonna be very, very, very interesting because it has 1 health. You could definitely trigger Is That Shuttle on your turn with a spell or something. And anything with charge, it's broken. So I'm gonna give him, I guess, 4 stars. It looks extremely promising to me, but it needs a lot of integration. And we currently don't know how is the meta gonna hold up. Moving on to a 10 mana Rainbow Death Knight spell. That's saying Lifesteal. Deal 5 damage, summon 2 1/1 souls, randomly improved by corpses you've spent. So does that mean you have to hold this card in your hand or not? Or does it actually work based on how many corpses you spent and if this is in your deck? I mean, I need to see how it works first. But if it's working that way, I think this could be extremely powerful. Especially if you discover this. Someone in the chat says, I don't think you have to hold it. Okay, if you don't have to hold it, and if this is working based on this game, you randomly improved by corpses you spent, but it doesn't say you spent this game, maybe. But yeah, I am assuming it's this game. All right, pretty cool card nonetheless. It's gonna be very powerful. But once again, it's a 10 mana card. Games don't usually get to turn 10 these days. They usually get to turn 5, 6, and that's it. So I guess this could be potentially a very, very powerful card, or completely useless because people just tend to not play expensive cards these days. Because obviously aggro decks are much better, much faster, and much more reliable on RNG as well. So it gets only 3 stars for now. Moving on to, is this Demon Hunter? Moving on, Demon Hunter. 1 mana fell spell, Taste of Chaos, deal 2 damage to a minion. Finale, discover a spell. Well, this is the beginning of, haha, discovered last. Well, that meme becomes a reality now, mandatory, because you have to play this card as your last spell, as your last mana, which is quite easy to do to have 1 mana left. I think this could potentially become a really powerful 5-star card. Moving on to Eye of Shadow, 2 mana, 2/3. Demon, your hero has Lifesteal. We have seen in the past that Lifesteal is very powerful, especially when Demon Hunter gets attack. And we can easily gain lots and lots of attack these days with a lot of amazing new cards we've got within this new expansion, Festival of Legends. And I think this card could enable some potentially control aggressive decks. And I think it's pretty good, 4 stars. Moving on to another spell, Security, 2 mana, summon 2 1/1 Illidary with Rush. Outcast, summon 1 more. Outcast mechanic gets another Spotlight, I don't know what to say. But Outcast, quite difficult to pull out. But since this guy, it's only 2 mana, I guess you could definitely fit in a very aggressive deck. And I think summoning 4/4 Words of Stats minions, it's quite powerful, especially with Rush. So I'm gonna give this guy 4 stars too. 2 mana, 1/1 Naga minion, Rush, Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each minion that died this game. Once again, Demon Hunter gets very powerful synergy cards, mid-range cards, very aggressive early game cards. And I gotta say, this could potentially become a 5/5 for 2 mana. So, Millhouse, pack your bags because this is just better than you. This could be very fairly 5 stars, but I'm gonna give it 4 stars. 3 mana, draw 2 rush minions, they cost 1 less. Drawing cards in the game has always been very, very powerful and very reliable on building your deck, building synergies and combos. And besides, we have Arcane Intellect, and we all know and love that card. And this is Arcane Intellect, but 10 times better, 5 stars card. Like, this is so good. This can enable endless combos. Well, not endless because Demon Hunter is just 4 mana weapon, 4 attack, 2 durability, natural draw card. Play Outcast cards while equipped to improve. I think Demon Hunter has better tools to draw with. We all know that Demon Hunter is the master of drawing cards. Did you think Rogue is? Did you think Druid has a lot of card draw? Well, you might also play this weapon if, of course, you want to slam the face, but I don't think you actually need that much of this guy. It's also fairly expensive for a Demon Hunter card. But nonetheless, it's not the worst. Card draw is just way too powerful these days. And I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Moving on to a legendary 4 mana 4/3 rush. After a friendly rush minion attacks, give your minions +1 attack. We had a card like this before. Oh wait, Warrior has one, which does the same thing, but instead of 1 attack, it does also 1 health. But this one, it's a little bit different, gives to your minions and not one particular minion that attacked, which could enable some pretty powerful synergies, potentially a lethal, if you get lots of interesting minions on the board that are able to go face. And I think this could potentially become very, very powerful. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Looks very promising for a mid-range aggro legendary card. Yeah, mid-range and aggro. I don't know what to say. It looks mid-range and also aggro. 4 mana, 3 attack, 6 health. Whenever your weapon is destroyed, equip a random Demon Hunter weapon. So this could easily fit into Demon Hunter weapon archetype, which has been shown and will have some cards coming right up that are very, very powerful. And I think you could easily fit this guy into that deck. But it's a little bit too expensive for Demon Hunter's liking. Demon Hunter likes to have between 0 mana and 3 mana cards, and this is a little bit too expensive for that, but I guess we'll see if we make the cut for that. So I'm gonna give this guy 2 stars. Not bad, not bad. But the question is it worth? And this is the card I'm talking about. A 5 mana legendary spell that says give your hero +2 attack and immune this turn, then attack each enemy minion, which could be very, very powerful as an AoE, you know? 5 mana, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Plus, you could have the minion that gives you lifesteal to your hero, which enables you to clear the board and also heal up. And I think this could easily fit into weapon or hero attack Demon Hunter. I don't know how to call that archetype right now. I think it's a very powerful card. I'm gonna give it 4 stars for now. It could be pretty much useless, but I guess it's not bad. It's not bad. 5 mana for 3 Battlecry. If you control no other minions, draw a spell, a minion, and a weapon. This has a lot of card draw based on the Battlecry, but the thing is, it draws you a spell, a minion, and a weapon. It draws you specific things. And we all know that drawing specific things is a very powerful thing in Hearthstone these days. And that's really good. We also played in the past a 5 mana guy that draws 3 cards. So I guess we could easily play this one as well. Why not? I mean, I think it's a very, very powerful card. 3 stars. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Moving on to the third class called Druid. 1 mana, 1/2 undead beast, Battlecry, and Death Shuttle. Your hero power gains 1 more armor this game. And here we are. I think this is one of those cards that will get nerfed. Perhaps you're wondering, wait, it's just a 1 mana, 1/2 undead beast. That's nothing. But also has Battlecry and Death Shuttle. Hero power gains 1 more armor this game. Gaining 1 extra armor for the hero power, it's very, very powerful. And you could, 1, you could discover this. 2, you could play 2 of this. And 3, you can triple the Death Shuttle somehow. I think it's one of those game-breaking cards that will get nerfed. I think it's 6 stars. And this is pretty cute. 1 mana, 1/1, choose 1, draw a beast. Or discover 1. 6 stars. 2 mana, 2/1 beast, Battlecry, and Death Shuttle. Your hero power gives your hero 1 more attack this game. 6 stars. It's so good. 6 stars, so good. 2 mana Druid spell, give your hero +2 attack this turn, gain 4 armor. Swamp each turn. 6 stars. Druid is going nuts. 6 stars, that's so good. This one is a quite different card though. 4 mana legendary nature Druid spell. Choose 1 secretly, summon 3 5/5 ancients in 2 turns, or 8/8 giants in 4 turns. Wait, summon 3 8/8 giants or only 1? I think it's summoning 3, isn't it? Nonetheless, I think summoning in 2 turns 3 5/5s is quite powerful, especially when Druid can cheat this out very early in the game with like Innervate and stuff, specifically talking about Wild and stuff. I think it's a very powerful card, but we'll have to see. The minions don't have Taunt or Rush, so they're not proactive when that happens. And when you play a card, you want the card to do something immediately. But when the card doesn't do something immediately, you call that card a tempo card, because this is a tempo card. And we all know tempo cards are usually not the best. We want proactive cards such as Rush, Taunt, and of course Charge, which is the worst thing. I guess 3 stars is a very powerful card, but I don't know in what deck this is fitting. But if you're summoning 3 8/8 giants in 4 turns, that's very powerful. But I guess you have to survive, like, I guess maximum 8 turns. That's a lot. 4 mana, draw 2 cards. Ooh, what? Arcane Intellect cost 1 less for each. Oh. 0 mana, draw 2 cards. Wow, what can go wrong? 6 stars. 4 mana weapon, 2 attack, 3 durability. Natural, summon 1 5/5 ancient. Play cards that cost 5 or more while equipped to improve. This is quite a slow card. Once again, another tempo card we've got. Tempo Druid, tempo mid-range, late game Druid or something. Cool card nonetheless. I really like cards that are based on tempo and synergies and value. This is a value card. 3 stars. It's not bad. It's not bad. 5 mana for 5. Battlecry, draw 2 cards that cost 6 or more. Finale, they cost 1 less. Finale, it's that mechanic that requires you to spend all of your remaining mana. Finale does not trigger if you have 1 mana left. It has to have 0 mana left when you play this. That means 5 mana, you need to have 5 mana and play this card and it works. Okay, I hope you understand how Finale works. It's a very good card. It's enabling some big Druid synergies. And we all know big Druid could be very powerful. So I'm going to give it 3 stars because drawing cards, it's very powerful. But also making them cheaper, it's even more powerful. 7 mana nature Druid spell. Choose 1, summon 5, 2/2 treants, or give your minions +2, +4, and taunt. I think we had an 8 mana card that does this or something. Was it 8 mana? Nonetheless, buffing minions on the board +2, +4 and giving them taunt. It's quite powerful, especially in Druid when you can cheat this card out extremely quickly, especially with this. You can make it 6 mana. And of course, Druid can have like a bajillion mana these days. And I think summoning 5 2/2 treants is also very powerful if you don't have any minions. So I guess it's a very good card. I'm going to give it 3 stars though, because Druid has better stuff to offer. A legendary Quillboar for Druid, 7 mana, 6/6, Battlecry, summon 2 1/1 Quillboar with taunt, improved by your hero power, attack, and armor gained this turn. This turn. That means you could hero power, and I guess you can have like, I don't know, 5 attack and 5 armor. Improved by your hero attack. Wait, so if your hero attack is like 5 and armor's 5, does that multiply and turns into 10? I need to see this in action though. If that's happening, then that's very powerful. Does the Quillboar have? Okay, the Quillboar has taunt. It's a little bit late game card. 7 mana legendary cards are usually played in big decks. And usually Druid does very well with big decks. I guess 3 star is a very happy card. We are moving to another class called Hunter, 1 mana spell. Bunch of bananas. Give a minion +1/+1. 3 bananas left. Does that mean you can play this 3 times, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool concept. I mean, sure. It's a very fun card. Hunter will love it. 1 mana, 1/3 Quillboar. Finale, the next beast you summon gets +1/+1. It's very adorable. I wonder... Wait, the girl is a Quillboar? Okay. That's quite interesting. Very good card. It's a 1-drop and does good stuff, so I guess it's probably 4 stars. Very good card. 2 mana, 2/3 Naga. After you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to the lowest health enemy. This could go face. Oh, that works with the banana. Banana. I think it's a great card. Anything that does damage and it can do it multiple times, we all know is very powerful. It always has been. I think I'm gonna give this guy 3 stars. 2 mana spell, Barrel of Monkeys. Summon a 1/4 monkey with taunt. 3 monkeys left. Wow. Wow. I think that's very powerful. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 3 mana, 4 attack, 2 health, Battlecry. If you control no other minions, discover and cast a secret.
That's illegal.
So this could fit into Secret Hunter, but currently we do not have such thing in standard format, do we?
Good morning, everybody.
So usually Hunter's secrets are 2 mana, and this is 3 mana and casts a secret if you have no minions on the board. Discovering secrets is very, very powerful, especially when you play a secret deck. And I think he could definitely fit in wild format, playing some secret hunter stuff. But I am not very confident in standard format. But nonetheless, it's a pretty cool card. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Moving on, we got a weapon for Hunter, 4 mana, 4 attack, 2 durability, natural to summon a random 1-cost beast, cast spells, while equipped to improve. So we've got a lot of weapons with those naturals that requires you to do stuff in order to get more powerful. And I think this could definitely be very powerful, but I don't know where do you play this card. Because Hunter doesn't have really much of a weapon archetype right now. I mean, I guess you could play Shock Speeder as well. Why not? But that's quite slow. I'm gonna give it to 3 stars though. It's quite slow. 5 mana, summon the highest cost beast from your hand. It goes dormant for 2 turns. King Crush, here we go. Big dreams. I can see it. I can see King Crush OTK coming through. Oh well. It's not a proactive card. It's a tempo card. It's a combo card. Once again, I'm gonna give it 2 stars though. Because even though you summon King Crush on turn 5 or turn 4, it's gonna come out on turn 6 or 7, and you did nothing on turn 4 or 5. Unless you can cheat this card out with 1 mana or some. I don't know. 6 mana, 10/10, Battlecry, Rush. Okay, I can't read. Let me just clean out my eyes. What am I seeing here? 6 mana, 10/10, Beast, Rush, Battlecry. Fill your opponent's hand with bananas. So your opponent's gonna go bananas after you play this. Pun intended. Okay, so yeah, we all know that rush cards are very proactive, very powerful, but when you have a 6 mana 10/10, that's quite powerful. And also, you are gonna mill your opponent a card. That sounds good. I'm gonna give this guy 4 stars. It's very, very, very cute. Oh, we're moving to a big boy. Big boy. This is the card you want to play with that 5 mana spell. 10 mana, 5 attack, 6 health, beast, rush. Whenever this attacks, draw a beast and gain its stats. Big Beast Hunter has been a thing, and we do have some synergies, but
This is so broken.
although I think some of the big minions from Hunter are going to rotate into wild format. And Big Hunter is not a thing in Wild because it's just Wild. You play aggro stuff in Wild. But I guess it's gonna be a fun card. And we all know 10 mana cards are like way too expensive. Unless you can cheat this guy out with some other cards. It's a very good card though, but 2 stars. It's a dream. It's a dream. 10 mana spell. Oh my goodness. It has tradable and says resurrect all friendly beasts that cost 5 or more. Those are beasts. And King Crush is also a beast. Are we making big beasts resurrect Hunter? That sounds kind of fun. Why is it fun? Because you cannot play this on turn 2 like Priest does play Shadow Essence into Blood of Gun and Neptulon.
Nice.
I think it's a very meme card. It's very powerful, it's very fun, but it's a meme card. It's not gonna be a meta deck. No way, Jose. I'm gonna give it 3 stars though. Very interesting card. Moving on to another class, Mage. 1 mana, Synthesize. Add a random 1, 2, and 3 cost elemental to your hand. 1 mana, draw 3 specific cards. Sounds quite delightful, I would say. But do we have elementals in standard to synergize with? Let's find out. I'm gonna give this guy 3 stars because sounds good. 2 mana weapon, 0 attack, 3 durability after you cast a spell, summon an elemental with stats equal to its cost, lose 1 durability. Huh, is this fitting in Elemental Mage? Cosmic Keyboard. Very cool card. I'm gonna give it, I guess, it's just 2 mana and you could enable some powerful stuff. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 2 mana legendary spell. Discover a spell. Finale. Return this to your hand at the end of turn. It's balanced and also fun. Discovering a spell for 2 mana, it's quite not good. But the fact that you can play this again and again and again, if of course you finale this card. And we all know what finale is by now, right? Oh, did I give the stars? 3 stars. 2 mana arcane. Discover a copy of another spell you've cast this game. Rewind. This is my card reveal. I think it's quite powerful with time warp or whatever that's. Ugh, good lord. I mean, I guess what's the chances of this happening? I think it's a cool card nonetheless. Perhaps. I don't know. 3 stars. Discovering cards is very powerful, especially in Mage. 3 mana, 4 attack, 3 health, mech, natural copy, the highest cost spell in your hand. Once again, my card reveal coming through. Is this fitting in Mech Mage? Is Mech Mage a thing? Does Mech Mage rotate into Wild? I don't know. Nonetheless, it's a very cool mechanic, I guess, copying cards and stuff. That's pretty powerful, I think. But only 2 stars. I'm not a huge fan of that card. 3 mana, 3/4 minion. After any minion takes exactly 1 damage, destroy it. Well, 5 mana destroy a minion because you hero power it? Sure. Or you could play the 1 mana spell that does 1 damage to all enemy minions. That sounds like a good combo to AoE all minions and destroy them. Was that 5 star? No way. Lights show. 3 mana arcane spell, shot 2 beams at enemies that deal 2 damage, shoot 1 more for each light show you've cast this game. Once again, this is my card reveal. I like it. It's a cool card. I mean, it can go face. And the next one you play is gonna do another one, so it's gonna be much better. I think it's a good card. If you discover more, it's gonna be even more powerful. And I guess synergizing with Time Warp or Rewind or whatever that is. I think it's pretty good. 3 stars. Moving on to another minion. That's Naga. 4 mana, 2 attack, 4 health. Naga. Battlecry. If you control no other minions, summon 2 1/2 amps with spell damage +1. So you could easily play that. And then that. And boom, face plays. I think it's a very good combo. And, you know, mages could easily cheat cards out. I think it's a very powerful card. So 3 stars. Moving on to another mage card. 4 mana arcane spell, draw 3 spells. Finale, discover a copy of 1. Is this 4 mana, draw 4 cards? That sounds great, to be honest. I'm gonna give this guy, like, you're not gonna play Arcane Intellect anymore. I am pretty sure. I'm gonna give him like 4 stars. It's a very cool card. Whoa, moving to a big guy. 10 mana, 8/8 Battlecry. Set the cost of spells in your hand to 0. After you cast 1, the others cost 1 more. So this is making the spells in your hand, not also deck. It's a very big minion, so we all know big minions are just not seeing extremely play unless they are Guff and stuff. But Guff is going into wild, so, you know. 2 stars. Okay, 2 stars. It's 10 mana. If you can play this on like turn 5, yeah, but no. You are probably dead by turn 5. 2 mana, 2 mana weapon, 2 attack, 2 durability. Another synergy with based on the card. Oh my goodness. Give a random friendly minion +1/+1. That means on the board, play minions while equipped to improve. That sounds like a good card to play in Odd Paladin. I think it's very powerful. You know what? I think this could fit in Quest. Wait, oh no, Quest are rotating, aren't they? So sad. Well, I guess in Wild, I guess this is a very good wild card. 4 stars for Wild and 3 stars for Standard format. 2 mana Holy card, tradable. Convert a friendly Divine Shield into a 5/5 elemental. This is quite interesting. I haven't seen such a thing before. It says friendly, so you cannot convert an enemy. Imagine if you could have converted an enemy. That would have been pretty... actually, I take it back. Nonetheless, you can transform a 1/1 that has Divine Shield into a big boy. This is more like of a wild card. Very powerful wild card. I guess 5 stars for wild and only 3 stars for standard. 3 mana summon, 3 mana Holy Paladin spell. Summon 2 1-cost minions from your deck. Finale, give them taunt. We did have this kind of cards before. Summoning 2 1-cost minions from your deck. That draws you 2 cards and also summons minions and gives them taunt if you have Finale, which could be potentially very powerful into aggro paladin or mid-range paladin. So I'm going to give it 3 stars. I know you might say everything gets 3 stars. 3 mana 2/2 Murloc, Divine Shield. Your minions with Divine Shield have 5 attack. Sorry, 2 attack. Where did they read 5? Yeah, this also has Divine Shield, so. Divine Shield Paladin is the thing? No. 3 stars. Oh, there you go. 3 mana, give your hero Divine Shield for the rest of the game. Playing a holy spell refreshes it. I think this could fairly be very powerful into a control game. But since lots of control awesome cards such as Cariel are going to rotate into wild format, I don't see control Paladin being that powerful. But nonetheless, this is a very good card in wild format. Not standard. I don't think this can be that powerful in standard because we all know everyone's playing aggro stuff. This against that knight is probably futile because they can hero power and poke the Divine Shield immediately. But I guess it's not that bad as you might think. It's not that good as you might think. It's mid-range. I'm going to give it 3 stars. It's not bad. It's not bad. And also they don't stack. Divine Shield does not stack. Currently. 4 mana, 4/3 Beast, Divine Shield. After a friendly character loses Divine Shield, draw a card. This also synergizes with your hero, because your hero could have Divine Shield. Drawing cards in Hearthstone is very powerful, and a 4/3 Beast with Divine Shield that could draw you a card, I think it's very powerful, especially when you have this on the board as well. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 5 mana, discover a 5-cost minion, summon it with 1/1/1. Swap each turn. Does that mean you summon 1/1 buff +5/5? Oh, okay. I think it's a very cool card. I love discovering stuff, and also it's a holy card. You could play it with alongside the holy 3 mana spell that gives you Divine Shield and refreshes your Divine Shield if you play a holy card. Nonetheless, it's a very good card. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 5 mana 3/3 Lifesteal Datrolo, swap this with a minion from your hand and give it Lifesteal. This could be easily be played. This could be played easily into a big Paladin deck. But we all know how Paladin goes if you're playing big Paladin. Not well, but I guess Lifesteal gives you a chance to come back if you as well have a minion that has Taunt or Rush to attack immediately to gain your health back and also remove stuff from the board. I think it's a very powerful card, and Big Paladin gets another support for its archetype. But although, is the weapon? I think the weapon that's I think the big weapon remove. Yeah. It's a good card. 3 stars. Not that crazy. Not that bad. It's just mid range. 6 mana 4/2. Bad stats, but let's see what it does. Dash will summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So that means you will summon a minion with 3 attack. As well, this is a Big Paladin card. And we all know Big Paladin is currently not that crazy, but might as well give it a shot. 3 stars. And this is the Big Paladin card everyone's been talking about. 9 mana, 3 attack, which fits perfectly with this guy. Synergizes very, very well. 6 health, mech, taunt, divine shield, dash roll to summon 3 1/2 mechs with taunt and divine shield. Very interesting. This is like Void Lord, but better. Well, I guess people are gonna run silence cards anyway. If this is a meta, people are gonna run just silence cards in their aggro decks, and this will be futile. And I don't think that such a card will get out of control, because it can easily be destroyed by a silence card. Because, that is not good as it is. Your opponent's gonna ignore that. Your opponent's not gonna destroy that. It's gonna ignore it or silence it. So Big Paladin has no way. I think it's a very good card, but without synergies, this card is just 2 stars. This card on its own is just 2 stars. Unfortunately, it's not very crazy. It's way too expensive, and if you summon it from that minion, it's great, but if you don't, it's just not happening. Moving on to another class, Priest, Fun Club. It's a 1 mana location with 2 durability, restore 3 health to all friendly characters. We all know that Priest loves healing, and this is getting even more powerful with the new effect called Overheal. And for 1 mana, I think that's quite powerful. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. 1 mana weapon for Priest, 2 durability, your hero power costs 0. After you use it, lose 1 durability. Making the hero power cost 0, it's quite powerful, especially for Priest. I would say this is also a very powerful tool, but we need to see more support cards in order to discuss it a little bit more, I would say. Nonetheless, 3 stars, quite interesting. 2 mana, 1/2 Naga, Battlecry, restore 3 health to all other friendly minions. Gain +1/+1 for each one overhealed. For the overheal to happen, you need to do this. It's a bonus if restored past full health. So the minion needs to be damaged at least once. One damage needs to be damaged. I don't know how to phrase this. I guess you're visualizing what's gonna happen. If your minions are damaged and this is healing more than it's needing to be healed, the overheal is gonna happen. And the minion is gonna get +1/+1 for each. I guess we could have a mid-range aggro Naga Priest again. But since the 0 mana Naga guy was nerfed, I don't think that's gonna happen that well. But isn't that guy going in wild anyway? I think it's a good card nonetheless. 2 stars. 2 mana Holy, Priest spell, choose a minion, add a copy of it to your hand. Finale, give both +1/+2. Well, getting a minion, it's very, very powerful, especially in Priest. And you can choose an enemy minion as well. It doesn't have restrictions. And I think that's quite powerful, to be honest. I'm gonna give this guy 4 stars. I like that card. 3 mana, 2 attack, 5 health, undead, overheal. Summon a random minion with the cost equal to the amount overhealed. This guy with Reno Jackson, that would be quite awesome. I think even though with the hero power, it's pretty good. Although, does the overheal work multiple times? It's an ongoing effect or just one-time effect? Is like spell burst or not spell burst? No, spell burst. I don't know, but I guess it's not bad. It's 2/5. That's a pretty big minion, and priest can easily heal stuff up. I think it's cool. 3 stars. Moving on to a legendary spell. That's quite amazing. Someone in the chat asks, can you overheal the hero or just minions? Overheal any character works. Not only a minion, any character works. Also enemies, I think. It means you to overheal. All right, moving on. 3 legendary spell. That's why do I say unholy? It's not Death Knight. Holy legendary priest spell. Your first spell each turn costs 2 less. Lasts until you don't play a spell on your turn. So basically, all priest spells are gonna cost 2 less. Okay, not all priest spells, but the first spell you cast every single turn is gonna cost 2 less. I think that's gonna be very powerful, especially in priest, because we know priest can discover a billion spells and cast a billion spells. I think that's easily a 5-star card. Wow, first 5-star card in a what? Long time? What is happening? This expansion is just too balanced. 3 mana shadow. Give a minion -5/-5. If he has 0 attack, destroy it. 3 mana destroy a minion. I'm pretty sure priest has better stuff than this. Come on, 1 star. Seriously. Doesn't priest have like destroy everything for 5 mana? Come on. 4 mana shadow spell, fight over me. Choose 2 enemy minions they fight. Add copies of any that died to your hand. This is screaming bad blood for no reason. Come on. What? Nonetheless, that's actually a very interesting card and I'm here for it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I like drawing and getting cards from my opponent. 4 mana legendary priest card, 4 attack, 8 health. Quite a big boy. Battlecry, deal 4 damage to this minion, overheal, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. So you could easily use the hero power and heal your face, and hopefully you overheal and make this work. Or you could just use the location to make this work. So I guess dealing 5 damage to a random enemy, it's pretty good. And also having a 4/8 on the board. I guess that's a great mid-range aggro priest card. 3 stars. 6 mana holy priest spell. Deal 3 damage to all minions. Summon 6/6. Summon a 6/6 pop star. Swamp each turn. I guess 6 mana deal 6 damage sounds better. But nonetheless, deal 3 damage to all minions and you summon a 6/6 pop star. Sounds also pretty powerful. I think it's quite good AoE, to be honest. I'm gonna give it 4 stars because it sounds pretty good, especially with all of the aggro stuff going on these days. Moving on to the most balanced class in the game, Rogue. 1 mana shadow spell. Return a friendly minion to your hand. Summon a dancer with its stats and rush. Four stars, boys.
This is so broken.
It's really good. 1 mana rogue spell. Discover a copy of a card your opponent played this game. I like that card. Huh. I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I like it. 2 mana, 4 attack, 1 health, mech, and also beast. Combo, add a random combo card to your hand. That looks like the octopus that was nerfed. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a good card. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. Octobot. 2 mana shadow. I almost said priest. Shadow, rogue shadow card. Deal 1 damage, give your weapon plus 3 attack. Swap each turn. Dealing 1 damage is not that crazy, but 3 attack to your weapon sounds pretty good in Kingsbane Rogue or other kind of weapon rogue decks. I think it's a very cool card, nonetheless. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Very aggressive, very potent, very powerful. 3 mana, 4 attack, 3 health, mech. Combo, deal 4 damage, randomly split among all enemies. Well, we all know Rogue loves comboing everything, so I guess you're gonna Shadow Step this a billion times and go face with it. Huh, what can go wrong? What can go wrong? At least Bran is not in standard, but this doesn't work with Bran anyway. Cool card, 4 stars, very powerful. Oh. Hello? Hi. Bounce around, futuring. I guess FT stands for futuring. Garona. Return all friendly minions to your hand. They cost 1 this turn. I wonder if preparation is in standard. It is? 1 mana, return big minions to your hand and play them again. Sounds crazy. Huh. I guess Astalor is gonna see more play. Yay, I can't wait to see Astalor play it again and again and again. The gift of fire, the gift of frost. Well, what can I say? This could easily be 6 stars and nerfed. Moving on to another rogue spell. 3 mana, draw 2 cards. Finale, give your weapon plus 2 attack. Somebody call Arcane Intellect, please. Somebody call Arcane Intellect because Arcane Intellect is crying right now. That's literally Arcane Intellect plus 2 attack. Just give it 5 stars. God. It's so good. Okay. Why is this a rogue card? First of all, why is this a rogue card? 3 mana, 2/2, natural refresh, 1 mana crystal, play combo cards while equipped to improve. Why is this a rogue card? My goodness, I can't wait to play Ooze on this. Oh my gosh. Can you go past... Nah, I don't think you can go. I don't think you can go past 10 mana cards. I mean 10 mana. I mean you can get 11 now. Yeah, what can I say? Pretty good. This should have been a Druid card. Should have been a Druid card, man. I think refreshing mana crystals is very powerful, especially with Rogue. This could be easily 5 stars. 3 mana, 1 attack, 3 health, rush, combo, gain +1/+1 for each other combo card you've played this game. Oh, here we go. Is this literally the rogue location, but literally better? This is literally the rogue location, but better. What can I say? 5 stars. Wow, very good. 5 mana, 3/4 mech Battlecry. Both players equip 1/2 microphones. Your opponents increases all damage they take by 1. Wait, yours do not do that? That's cheating. Nonetheless, I think that's pretty powerful. 1 extra damage for each damage. That's quite crazy. Quite crazy, I would say. Easily 5 stars. I think we all know what's gonna be the best class in the game. Again. Moving on to Shaman. 1 mana spell. Melomania. I don't really quite know what that is, but it says each time you play a minion this turn, add a random shaman spell to your hand. Is this Hagata, but better? I guess Ben Brode, it's crying. Do you guys remember when Ben Brode said the Hagata card, it's OP? Oh, we got a what? 0 mana Hagata? Wow, that's a 0 mana Hagata right there. What can I say? That's pretty good. I'm gonna give it 5 stars. There is no way you're not gonna play this in every single deck. It's so good. 1 mana 1/2 Morlock Battlecry. If you control no other minions, add a saxophone soloist to your hand. And the saxophone soloist, it's himself. If you play it twice, does it work twice? I don't quite know that information. Hagata is a hero power. This is a spell. Probably it works twice. That's pretty good in Morlocks. I guess. Morlock Shaman. Not the worst. It's kind of cute. I'm gonna give it 2 stars though. 2 mana 3/2 Naga Battlecry. If you're overloaded, discover a spell from your deck. A spell from your deck. You discover the spell. That means you copy a spell. Or some. Do you copy or draw it? Anyway, that's so cute. Oh, that's a horse that's literally swimming and flying. Cool. Anyway, that's a cool card. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I like that card. 4 stars. Chilly Vibes. 3 mana frost spell. Restore 8 health. Finale. Summon a 3/3 elemental with taunt. Once again, for people that are asking me what is Finale, Finale is a bonus if this spends all of your remaining mana. I hope you understand. So if you have 3 mana left and I showed 5. If you have 3 mana left and you play this card, the Finale effect is going to trigger. But if you have 4 mana and you play this, the Finale does not trigger. And so on. If you have 10 mana and you play this, it's not going to trigger the Finale. You have to play this card last and make sure you have only 3 mana left. Pretty cool, pretty cool. This is really cool. Gonna give it 4 stars. I think it's quite amazing. Hey, another weapon. 3 mana 2/2 dash roll. Your next spell costs 1 less. Overload while equipped to improve. So you could play this in Overload Shaman, but do we have Overload Shaman standard? Isn't the Overload quest rotating? Girl, what? Anyway, this is pretty good, I would say. 3 stars. 4 mana 3/3 elemental, rush, divine shield, taunt, and wind fury. No lifesteal though. Nonetheless, it's 4 mana 3/3 rush, wind fury, taunt, and stuff. That's quite good. 3 stars. 5 mana lifesteal, deal 5 damage to a minion, cost 3 less if you're overloaded. And we all know what overloaded means. You've played a spell that it's overloading your mana crystals for the next turn. 3 mana deal 5 damage and lifesteal. Sure, this probably enables more Overload Shaman synergies. And it's also a nature card, which is pretty powerful. 3 stars. I think it's cool. But it doesn't go face, so probably 2 stars. It doesn't go face, man. 5 mana 5/5, Battlecry. For the rest of the game, your Overload cards cost 1 less. If this was 4 mana, it would have been so much better, but it's 5 mana. And we all know that you die on turn 5 or 6. I guess it needs a lot of healing and a lot of board control for this to be played. Nonetheless, I think it's a very powerful card. But to be honest, Shaman does not need that. in Wild. 3 stars, I guess, is not the best. It's synergizing with this one as well, you might say, but why would you play that on turn 5 or on turn 4 with the coin when you can play that instead? 5 mana, fire spell. Transform a minion into Ragnaros the Fire Lord. Overload 2. Jive or Jeeve? Jive Insect. Jive? I don't know how to read that. I mean, 5 mana Ragnaros sounds pretty good. Especially if you can create this guy by. Imagine if you discover a spell and it's this one. You're gonna be like, wow, that's really powerful. This is gonna be very, 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 very powerful, I think. Especially when you have like a useless totem on the board that does nothing. You know, Shaman usually has lots of totems that nobody cares about because totems are boring and very weak. And I think that's gonna fit the Shaman pretty well, I guess. 5 stars, it's a very good card. 7 mana, summon a random 5, 6, and 4, and 3 cost minion, overload 2. How many you summon? A 6, and a 5, and a 4, and a 3? You summon 4 minions? Oh, this is definitely getting that card much more powerful. You play this on turn 5, and then you play this on turn 6. Well, the 5 mana legendary guy is much more powerful now. Well, this is nonetheless, I think, a very solid 4-star card. It's very powerful, but unfortunately it's very expensive for today's meta. Moving on to Warlock class. 1 mana, 1 attack, 3 health demon. During your turn, your hero is immune. Well, you can perform lots of cool stuff, such as hero powering, playing spells that damage your face, or playing minions that damage your face. It's a 1/3 demon, which I think is pretty powerful. Maybe it's also synergizing and fitting into a zoo type of deck. But isn't Imp King Rafam going into Wild? I don't remember. From what expansion that card is? Don't remember. I guess it's a good card. 3 stars. 2 mana 2/2 demon, Battlecry, take fatigue damage. Gain that much attack and health. Huh? Hold on. This is cool. So basically +1/+1, right? Because that's the first fatigue damage you take. Unless you have no cards and you took 1 billion damage from fatigue. So basically this is gonna be a 2 mana 3/3 demon. I guess not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. 3 stars. They gave it 3 stars. Okay, every single class gets a weapon, doesn't it? 2 mana, 0 attack, 3 durability. Whenever your hero would take damage on your turn, restore 2 health instead, lose 2 durability. Do we need this? It's not bad, but do we need that? Probably not really. I guess 2 stars. 3 mana fell spell, take fatigue damage, deal that much damage to all enemies. Is Warlock going to take a bajillion fatigue damage now? This synergizes with this. I guess if you play 2 of that, this is gonna do like 3 damage. It's kind of painful, man. This card is quite painful, I guess. 2 stars is way too painful, but maybe it saves you some stuff. I don't know. Anyway, 3 mana fell spell. Discover 2 demons. Finale. Give them plus. Oh my gosh! Somebody call Arcane Intellect. This is Arcane Intellect, but so much better. Okay, it's a good card. 3 stars. 3 stars. Pretty good. 5 mana 4/5. Battlecry. Take fatigue damage. Oh my gosh! How much fatigue do we take? Summon that much. Summon that many 3/3 imps. Okay, this is definitely getting out of control. So if you played those things in the early game and then you play this, you could summon like 5/3/3 imps. Well, that's something. This could literally enable you to win the next turn, which is turn 6. So I guess this could be potentially 5 stars. 5 mana, 4/6 demon Battlecry. If you control no other minions, deal 3 damage to all enemy minions.
Blizzard, nerf this.
Well, this is clearly not synergizing with this type of deck, but it's clearly synergizing with a control type of deck. It's a demon as well, so I guess it's pretty potential, and it's quite easy to have no minions as a control player. I guess it's 4 stars. Pretty good card to be a control card. And this is also a control card. 5 mana, 3/6 taunt dash roll. Both players draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and destroy the top of 2 cards of their deck.
This is so broken.
What? Taunt dash roll. Both players draw 2 cards. Okay, discard 2 cards. And destroy the top of 2 cards of their deck. This is obviously a meme card. Aggro players do not give any care about this. It's a taunt, but they are probably just gonna, I'm gonna silence it and pass. It's not a battle cry, it's a dash roll, so it's nonetheless very interesting. It's a fun card. I'm definitely gonna play with this, but it's a meme card. This is gonna be worth it if you play against like a control Blood Death Knight or something.
That is so fun.
I guess it's only 2 stars. It's way too dangerous for yourself and also your opponent. It's just, is it worth risking losing some cards for opponent losing cards as well? Okay. 6 mana shadow spell for Warlock. Deal 3 damage to a character. If that kills it, summon a demon from your deck. Oh, big demon Warlock? Sure. I mean, okay. If you're playing lots of big demons, and I play lots of big demons, this could be very powerful. So I guess 3 stars. 3 stars, boys. 6 mana legendary spell for Warlock. Discover and play a movement. Shuffle the other 6 in your deck. What is a movement, you might ask? Well, let's see. We got here, remove the top 6 cards from your opponent's deck. Tikatus is crying right now. Somebody called Tikatus, he's crying. Movement number 2. Draw your highest cost minion, reduce its cost by 6. This is gonna be my favorite card of this expansion. Movement of Wrath. By the way, all the movements are 3 mana. Deal 6 damage to all characters. That's a good AoE as well. Movement of Desire. Lifesteal. Deal 6 damage to the enemy hero. Fireball Face for 6 mana and Lifesteal. Sounds pretty good. Movement of Gluttony. Give a random minion in your hand, deck, and battlefield +6/+6. Movement of Greed. Draw 6 cards. Movement of Sloth. Summon a 6/6 demon with Taunt and Reborn. And that's the demon. I'm gonna give this guy 6 stars because I like the card. It's very fun. But is he gonna go very crazy? It's a very fun card. Nonetheless, I really appreciate this design. It's pretty cool. But, you know, we all know that we usually die on turn 5 or 6. So is this gonna stop us from dying on turn 5 or 6? We'll have to find out. I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I love the card. It's a very fun card and deserves play. Moving on to the last and the best class in the game. 1 mana, 1/3 cool bore. After you gain armor, gain 2 more. Well, this is definitely a very powerful card. 5 stars. It's a very good card. What can I say? It's a good card. 2 mana, draw a card, repeat for each minion type you control. Zoo Warrior? Zoo Warrior, here we go. Drawing card is very powerful, and I guess 2 mana drop 3 cards would be pretty good, I would say. But we'll have to see and see what other cards Warrior has. I'm gonna give this guy 3 stars for now. 2 mana, give your hero 2 attack this turn, gain 2 armor. Finale, play your last riff. Your last riff means you play the last riff type of card you've played. And finale, it's finale. I think it's a cool card. It's a very powerful card as well. And I don't like the fact that it gives your hero 2 attack instead of dealing 2 damage. That would have been so much more better. But nonetheless, I think it's much more manageable if you're like casting this randomly once again. So, pretty good card. 3 stars. 3 mana, warrior spell, draw minion, give it +2/+2. Finale, play your last riff. This is also a riff, that's also a riff, so you could easily play this on turn 2 and this on turn 3, and this, if you play this on turn 3, obviously you have only 3 mana and finale is going to activate, and that's going to activate as well, which is very, very powerful. All riffs are synergizing together, which I think it's great. I'm going to give this guy 3 stars because it's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Moving on to another minion, 3 mana, 1/2. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each minion type you've played this game. So if you have 1, it's gonna be 3 mana, 2, 3. If you had 2, it's gonna be 3 mana, 3, 4. Oh boy, this needs lots of work. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. And of course, warrior gets a weapon too. 4 mana, 3/2, dash shot will deal 1 damage to all minions, gain armor while equipped to improve. This could be very, very powerful into a control deck, to be honest, but also destroys your minions too, so it has a huge downside. But is it worth to run this card instead of running the traditional Brawl or other removals? Is Brawl in standard? I think it's not bad, but it's a little bit too expensive for Warrior. 2 stars. 4 mana, 4/3, legendary Warrior card minion. Battlecry, copy a minion of each minion type in your hand. We did have exactly the same minion before, but was not copying different type of minions, it was copying just dragons. And that did not work out. Will this work out? I mean, getting more value is pretty good, and Warrior loves getting value, but this currently doesn't do anything if you play it. So you play this, it's gonna be a 4 mana 4/3 on the board. Meanwhile, your opponent's gonna be like cast a billion spells. Rogue. Unfortunately, not in this economy. 2 stars. 5 mana, legendary warrior spell. That's a fire spell. Give all minions in your deck attack and health equal to their cost. For some of you, this news might be shocking. Why? Why would you play this card? I would be delightful to be proven wrong. I would be so happy to be proven wrong, but I think this card is completely useless. In this economy, perhaps there is some wild cards you could play, but not standard, unfortunately. It's not worth spending 5 mana on that. And it's not a riff. I mean, why would it, whatever, it's not, doesn't matter to be a riff anyway. 5 mana 5/5 dragon, taunt Battlecry. If you control no other minions, gain +2/+2 and rush. Oh hey, same cost and it's not a legendary and it's so much better. Why would you play that useless nonsense on turn 5 when you're about to die, when you can play a taunt that can save you from dying? 5 mana 5/5 dragon, taunt, amazing. If you control no other minions, gain +2/+2 and rush. So 5 mana 7/7, taunt and rush dragon. 0 versus 3 stars, I think it's obvious. Like, it's so obvious. 6 mana bridge riff. Summon a 3/4 rocker with taunt and a 4/3 with rush. Finale, play your last riff. What does it do? Summon a 3/4 and a 4/3 with rush? Sure. It's a cool riff too. If you like could play others. Not bad. Pretty cool. 3 stars. All the reefs are getting 3 stars. And we're done. Wow. This expansion has so many cool stuff. Oh my gosh, we've been doing this for 1 hour and 16 minutes. Okay, comment below. That was amazing. Thank you, Chris. If you made it until here. Or comment potato. That's gonna work too. Yeah, comment potato if you're watching this. Yeah. Some of y'all might be like, shut up. That card is exactly what Warrior needs to not be the worst class. Okay, I'm gonna stop here and talk a little bit more about this card. Perhaps I'm not seeing what's the potential with this card. Even though it's very clear and very obvious what the card does. It's a 5 mana fire spell. Give all minions in your deck attack and health equal to their cost. Perhaps you're wondering, what is that? Well, if your minion is a 5 mana 1/1, the minion becomes a 5 mana 5/5. Is that good? Yeah, but is that gonna be worth spending your turn 5 doing nothing? No. No. Would you play this for 4 mana? Maybe. 5 mana? No. I don't think so. It's much better to play the Deck of Chaos. It's so much better. Deck of Chaos is probably the same cost and it's so much better. Like, what are we talking about? Some people were commenting on Twitter saying that this card is so good. They are so hyped about it. I'm not sorry. What's good about this card? I really want to see other people reviewing this card and talking about it, and see what they're thinking about it. I think this is completely unplayable. Anyway, nonetheless, thank you for watching this card review, even though it was so long. See you all probably tomorrow, because I'm gonna do the neutral ones too. Bye.